think any one player has meant more to his team in the National League than Jeff Bagwell.
Going to get a runner for Jensen. That'll be Eli Marrero, who will also stay in the game to catch. But there will also be, it'll be interesting, and you don't know what will happen in the next couple of weeks, but when our writers vote for our MVP for the writers' dinner in January, you know Everett's going to get some consideration.
Well, he certainly will. And it's kind of like the New York Mets situation where conceivably Edgardo Alfonso could be the team MVP, and yet Robin Ventura or Mike Piazza could finish higher in the MVP voting for the league.
Now, with that hit, Larry Dierker's decided he's going to make a double switch here. Coming out to talk to the plate umpire, Mike Winters. You know, it's funny you bring that up in that context, because when Jack Buck and I were talking about that yesterday, he said, do you mean that Everett might be your local MVP, but Bagwell would finish ahead of him in the national voting? I said, yeah. Reputation. And I don't mean that as a slam on Everett or to give false praise to Bagwell. It's just a matter of fact that a lot of people to do the voting will pay more attention to what Bagwell has done than to what Everett has done.
Well, and on the other side of that coin, I think locally you tend to kind of give some attention to a new guy. Not that Carl Everett is a new guy, but in terms of the Astros MVP award, he certainly is a new guy. He has terrific numbers, but let's reverse the numbers. If you suddenly were to put Bagwell's numbers in Everett's column and the reverse being the same, I think you would have a tendency of just saying, hey, look, I mean, you know, if Bagwell was the new kid in town and everything, and you said, and you looked at those numbers, you'd say, well, absolutely, Bagwell has to win it. But again, it's one of those emotional things, and I think Carl Everett certainly deserves a lot of attention.
Now, Spires has gone to third base. The new pitcher is going to be Trevor Miller with a left-hand batter due, but they've already gone to their bench. They're going to go to the right-hand hitting Placido Polanco, so managerial wheels are turning here.
This time of year, with the expanded rosters and the benches having so many guys on it, you almost can't win that game. Too many options for each manager.
You put Barker in the 9 spot and center field. Javier moves from right to left. And Everett moves over to right field. And with the new pitcher, Trevor Miller, the pitching change brought to you by Geico Direct. One 15-minute phone call could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. Geico Direct, the sensible alternative. Trevor Miller warming it up here. Remember, your new third baseman now is Spires, coming in from left field. Left fielder, Javier. Center fielder, Barker. Right fielder, Everett. Trevor Miller's warming up.
Trevor Miller on the year 2-2 with a 5.40 ERA. The league hitting .298 against Trev with 6 home runs in 46 2/3 innings pitched.
And the batter will be Placido Polanco. Played yesterday and had 3 for 6, and in the series he's 3 for 7 and batting .308 this year against Houston. Throw to first, runner dives back. Eli Marrero, the pinch runner for Jensen. Trevor Miller reads the sign from Waco, goes to first base again. Our bullpen continues to be busy. Got a 1-run lead. Bagwell's 2-run homer puts you back in front. McGuire's hit 2 for the Redbirds. Biggio and Bagwell have gone deep for Houston. Here's the pitch. A bunt up in the air, but doesn't hang up long enough. Bagwell coming up hard, and even Trevor Miller running toward the line, but dropped in the grass midway between the first base line and the on-deck circle. Willie McGee is the on-deck hitter. Remember, he came on in a double switch. Polanco back up in there now. Strike one to count. Long look, squared away to bunt, and takes it for a strike. Got the bat out there, but never offered. Polanco off the bench is 3 for 12. Let's see what he's done with his sacrifice bat. He's had 2 of them. He's appeared in 79 games. Steps back with a 2-strike count. Long look at Rene Latchman, veteran baseball man. He's skippered in the big leagues. Ready for an 0-2. Here it is. Swinging away. Comes up off the chest of Gutierrez. It'll be safe everywhere. On an 0-2 pitch, they have him swing away. Miller gets a ground ball. That's all you can ask of your relief pitcher.
It looked like a pitch not in the strike zone, down below. And it was a nice piece of hitting. Once the bat was swung, actually, the ball hit sharply on one hop to Gutierrez.
It started generously a hit. So now you've got 2 on with nobody out. You got to get at least 1 out of that play.
Well, if Gutierrez comes up with the ball, it's an easy double play. But, again, it was not an easy play.
Now with McGee up there. Bagwell ready to charge hard. Spires will stay home as long as he can at third. McGee, switch hitter, batting right. Squares away, bunts it, fouls it up over the screen. McGee, believe it or not, has not had 1 sacrifice this year. And he's been in 121 games and been to the plate 252 times. You'd think a guy who handles a bat like this veteran accidentally would have had 1 sacrifice.
Had a little conference with Latchman, the third base coach, probably asking if he has the right to swing if the infield moves.
Well, he swings and he fouls it out of play way down the right side. Now it's 2 strikes.
Even a veteran like Willie McGee would want to make sure he has the right to be able to make that decision on his own in the event the sacrifice is put on.
2 men on for the Cardinals in the 7th. Pinch runner Marrero at second. Kennedy first. Like that. The pinch hitter Polanco at first. There's a ball down. He was moving toward that pitch but laid off of it. It is now 1-2 to Willie McGee. Batting right-handed against the left-hander Trevor Miller. Trying to get it out before they get to the top of the order here. Here is the pitch. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Trevor.
And it's more than just that 1 out right there because McGee was not able to get the runners over. That is huge for Trevor.
6th strikeout of a Cardinal here today. Holt had 5. Holt gave you 5 quality innings.
It's a good ball game. Yeah, that situation you might question following the game, and hopefully it doesn't even come up, but where he had to hit with the bases loaded 1 out in the 6th inning.
Renteria, the batter, he's 0 for 3 today. 1 for 11 in the series. Drew on deck. Here's the pitch. Strike called outside corner at the knees. Trevor Miller with that buggy whip sling of his. Against left-handers, they're throwing that big slurve down and away. Against right-handers, he'll try to get that sinker working. Here's the pitch. Swing, smash. Spires throw to Bidge, and that's the only play because the throw to Bidge kind of took him up, and with the runner right on top of him, had no play left, and Biggio did the wise thing. He didn't try to do something with that ball and have maybe a possibility of throwing it wild.
Throw from Bill Spires, not a bad throw, up around the cap, but because it wasn't right in the zone, Biggio had a little struggle getting it to that right hand and probably grabbed a bit of a snow cone.
Runners on the corners. 2 outs in the inning. Astros lead 4-3. J.D. Drew, the batter. Initially, when the ball was hit by Renteria, you figured, hey, this could go around the horn. Didn't happen. Now Miller's got to go after the left-hand batter, Drew. Bouncer Bagwell. He'll turn, go to the bag. And Trevor Miller pitched out of a mess. Score that 3 unassisted. We've played 7 innings. We go to the 8th looking for daylight. Houston leading St. Louis 4-3. As we get ready now to go to the 8th inning, changes for the Cardinals. A new catcher is Marrero. He pinch ran. That's Marrero catching. Polanco stays in the game to play second base. And we're going to get a look at the phenom.
Chance to see that 19-year-old. Everybody's been talking about terrific numbers this year at AA and AAA. He just blew those leagues away. Well over a strikeout an inning. And since joining the Cardinals, he's 0-1 in 5 games with a 3.86 ERA as a starter. They have decided to move him to the pen, make sure and keep down the number of innings pitched on the year. The league hitting .226 against the young, flame-throwing left-hander.
In fact, when you had Thomas Howard on the postgame show, he kind of led you to believe that they were going to shut the kid down altogether.
Well, they have pushed him to the bullpen. I think they want to keep his stints real short at this point.
Lefty against lefty. He's facing Bill Spires. And the first pitch, a strike called. He's got a tough act to follow himself. He's had some headlines, this kid. A lot of national publicity.
Follow the numbers that he put up in the minor leagues as an 18 and 19-year-old. You see why.
That's up a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Spires 1 for 2 today, plus a walk. Waco, another left-hand batter on deck. And Keel, their third pitcher today. Strike call midway between the knees and the belt in the inside corner.
91 miles an hour on the board here, and this appears to be a slow gun that they use. All series long it has appeared slower than what we normally see.
A ball and 2 strikes. Young left-hander ready and delivers in the dirt. We're brought to you now in part by Continental Express, offering Houston's only daily nonstop service to Charleston, South Carolina. Continental Express, Continental Airlines. Work hard, fly right. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch on the way. Swinging, fouling it back. In this 8th inning, we'll be looking at the Major League scoreboard. Brought to you by Southwestern Bell Call Waiting ID Service. Now you can see who's behind the beep with Southwestern Bell Call Waiting ID. Jimenez, Kraushaar, and Keel, their 3 pitchers. Today, nobody throwing in their bullpen at the moment. Both bullpens are quiet. Here's the pitch. There's a line drive hit into left center field. Bill Spires, I don't think he cares if it's a lefty.
Not going to mess up Bill Spires with some cocky young lefty. I tell you what, he's right at that 400 mark on the year now against left-hand pitching.
Base hit for Spires, his 2nd today and his 4th in the series. American League, Boston beat Detroit 7-3. Wakefield over Malicki. Garcia Parra hit his 25th. Nixon hit his 15th. That overrode Palmer's 34th for the Tigers and 2 for Encarnacion. Right away to bunt, took it for a strike. Waco today is 1 for 3 at a base hit in the 6th inning. New York Yankees at Cleveland. That's turned around. 7-6 Cleveland now, bottom of the 8th. Tomey, Sexton, and Ramirez have gone deep for the Tribe. Jeter homered for the Bronx Bombers. There's a bunt up the first base side. A good one. McGuire will wait for Waco to come to him. That's a nice job of bunting right there against the lefty.
That's an outstanding job by Paul Waco, and that was a tough situation he was put into, facing the left-handed pitcher, number one, a tough left-hander. And Paul does not see many left-handed pitchers. Certainly Tony Eusebio, Randy Knorr, both on the bench, but being sent up there to bunt, I guess it was figured he could handle that. And on the first pitch, it looked like...
It was almost like a drag bunt, wasn't it?
He was flinching on the first pitch facing the lefty.
That's his third sacrifice. Runner in scoring position for Gutierrez. He's bounced out, reached on an error, scored, and walked. Down and out. See if there's another later one on that Cleveland. Yes, it is now 7-7. Yankees have tied it. 7-7. Strike called outside corner, 1-1. The White Sox beat Toronto 3-2. Tampa Bay 6, Texas nothing. Fourth inning at Arlington. Trammell and McGriff have gone deep. Swing and a foul tip. McGriff with 30 for Tampa Bay. 12 for Trammell. Kansas City at Oakland. Royals failed in the first. Oakland now batting. It's Suzuki and Heredia in that game. Minnesota, Seattle a little later. And tonight, Baltimore and Anaheim. Mussina shoots for his 17th. Strike call right in the hands. Gone looking is Gutierrez. First strikeout for Ankiel. Fifth strikeout of an Astro in the game. And this will be Barker batting for the first time.
And look at the switch hitting Glenn Barker, apparently only able to hit from the left side of the plate. Glenn walking up here left-handed. First time we've seen him do that against a left-handed pitcher.
Well, with the ribs.
Yeah.
Look to second. Spires with a lead. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And he took top hand off that swing. National League. Atlanta beat Montreal 5-1. Millwood is now 18-7. Swing and a miss. Pittsburgh at home, leading Cincinnati 8-3. They go to the ninth. There's a little pop third base. Tatis will be there. So Spires, after starting the inning with a hit, is left. Middle of the eighth inning. One-run game here. Cincinnati's losing at Pittsburgh. A lot on the line here in the next hour. Astros lead 4-3 now. This from your local station. Cabrera comes on to pitch while he warms it up. We'll take a chance to break it here at the bottom of the hour. We do that on the Astros Radio Network.
Houston Astros baseball.
Go Astros!
The Astros are great. I love the Astros. Astros baseball.
The home of Houston Astros baseball. Texas 1010 Sports.
Compared to the wild and woolly ones Friday night and Saturday afternoon. We say hello to Jacksonville, KEBE, Lafayette, KBOL, Lake Charles, KLCL. Cabrera facing the Cardinals for only the second time this year. That was in the Dome on the 1st of July, and he struggled, worked an inning, 2 hits, and gave up 2 runs. Let's see what Cabrera's doing against the league, and he has to face McGuire right out of the chute here. Cabrera has been the best and most consistent of any of his tries against us. There's a foul down the left side, and maybe healthier has something to do with that.
It could. He's pushing himself into a setup type role now with the Astros, and this is the first time we've seen him in this role. 4-0 on the year with a 2.28 ERA, and the league is hitting a very unimpressive 188 against Cabrera.
Down and out to McGuire, who's homered in his last 2 trips. Now has 58 against the league. Cabrera ready, 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Langford due up next. In that Pittsburgh lead, Giles has hit a pair. Up a ball. 3-1. Young also went deep for the Pirates. Here's the pitch. And not a bad... The crowd is booing, but 2 of the 3 pitches that were called balls were borderline.
That last fastball just apparently under the knees, very close.
You also remember that the people who were booing don't get paid to get people out.
The people that were booing are now walking out of the ballpark.
Because it's raining. Luis Ordaz is running at first base. The batter is Ray Langford. Runner on, nobody out. Pitch outside to Langford. Now that was a ball. Why didn't they boo that? I mean, you ask a bad question, you get a bad answer. Cabrera ready and delivers. Fly ball, right center deep. How deep is it? It's caught by Everett. Right back in front of the wall, in front of the gap sign in right center. That put a scare into the old ball yard.
About as close as you want to get right there. And these Cardinals fans are just amazing. They support this team as if they were fighting right now for the chance to go to the postseason.
Now Waco going out to talk to Cabrera.
And you watch that, and it's not just Mark McGwire mania. That's Ray Langford hitting that drive. They support this team as well as any franchise in baseball.
Craig Paquette. And hasn't he done a job since coming over here?
Craig Paquette came over from the New York Mets in a ho-hum deal, and he has been dynamite. And you wonder if he doesn't figure in their future plans. 10 home runs in just 135 at-bats for Paquette while he's hitting .319.
Well, we're in the 8th inning, folks. Billy Wagner's been warming up. Remember the other night? We thought he was going to come in an 8th inning when he was warming up. He didn't, and the game got away. Well, Larry Dierker today has decided after losing these first 2, there's too much riding here, and he's going to go to his bread and butter.
It's unusual. It's not the way Billy normally likes it. It's not the way Larry normally likes it, but you've got everything on the line right now, and we're looking at Cincinnati losing. What a golden opportunity to go ahead and grab a game today.
So while Wags will be coming in from that left center field bullpen, we'll check and see what's going on with those New York Mets today at home. They're leading Philadelphia 8-6, bottom of the 7th. Olerud, Piazza, and Cedeno have gone deep. Piazza's number was 36. Milwaukee 4, Cubs 4. Sosa went deep, number 61. LA 2, Colorado 1. Kevin Brown with that lead as they go to the 5th. Florida failed in the first at Arizona. Arizona now batting, and tonight the Padres will host the Giants. And Wagner now, when he gets to the edge of that infield grass, he sprints the rest of the way. And let's check on our big fireman.
Billy Wagner, 4-1, a 1.70 ERA, and 36 saves. He'd like to get back on the top of the heap in that save department. 69 innings pitched and 115 strikeouts. Just like Billy said yesterday talking to us on the pregame, those are silly numbers. A 130 batting average against by the league best in that department.
The Wagner's tuning it up. And Tony Eusebio comes on to catch. New battery, Wagner on the hill. Tony catching. Wagner, his first appearance in the series. There just wasn't another time to do it here. He's facing the Cardinals for the 4th time this year. In the other 3 outings, 4 innings. He worked 2 innings against them on the 22nd of June. That was in that 14-inning game that got away. He saved a game for Ellerton. He's had 3 effective outings in 3 appearances. against the Cardinals this year, and in 4 innings pitched, striking out 6, walking 2, one of those intentionally. So he's facing Craig Paquette, batting .319, 10 homers, 37 ribbies. The look to first. Throw to first, not close. Ordaz is the pinch runner at first for McGuire, who opened the inning with a walk. McGuire stretch. Wagner will stretch. Here's the pitch. Up high, 1-0. Paquette off the bench, only been called upon 4 times. He's succeeded twice and driven in 1 run when used as a pinch hitter by Tony La Russa.
Final out of Pittsburgh, Milo, 8-3. The Reds have fallen to the Pirates. Good news.
Here's the pitch. Swinging and missing. And the count is even at a ball and a strike. So we've had our 8th inning look at the scoreboard. Brought to you by Southwestern Bell. Call waiting ID service. You'll get all of the scores, all the information on the Alan Ashby scoreboard on the postgame show. Wagner out of the stretch, fires tight under the letters. 2-1. Tatis on deck. Astros have out hit the Cardinals 8-7, lead in the score 4-3. Using home runs twice today to go in front. They've used McGuire homers also to go in front. There's a ball inside, 3-1 to Craig Paquette. McGuire getting the sign from Eusebio. Stretching, checking, delivering. Fouled off. 3-2. Inning number 8, final game of a 3-game series. The first 2, every time you looked up, somebody was scoring. Today, an old-fashioned hardball game.
It's good baseball. Had our ups and downs in this one.
Here's the look. Here's the pitch. Just inside at the knees, he ended up walking in, tying runs in scoring position. Second walk of the inning. 4th walk of the game to the Cardinals. Tatis the batter. Luis Ordaz is at second. Pinch runner. Pinch hitter Paquette is at first. 1 out. Pitch on the way to Tatis. Strike call. Bullseye right across the knees. 0-1. Wagner with a long look in. Now he'll stretch. Check in at second. Long look. Now the stretch pitch. High and tight. A ball and a strike to Fernando Tatis, who today is 0 for 3 and is 2 for 10 in this series. One of those 2 was a home run. Second on their big bopper list. 29 homers, 96 ribbies. 2 on, 1 out. Wagner delivers. Up high, 2-1. Marrero, the catcher, is due up next. Two balls, 1 strike. Right-hand batter waiting on a left-hand pitcher. Wagner brings the 2-1. Low, ball 3. And with that, Tony's going to go out and talk to Wagner. Three balls, 1 strike. Conference over, didn't last that long. 2 walks in the inning. Runners lead, second and first. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul back. He challenged him. Fouled it off. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Tatis.
And that fastball at 97 miles an hour on this gun here at Busch, which again appears to be a slower gun than what we normally see.
See what Tony does with his runners here. 3-2 count, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Fouling it off again. That jarred Tony. Rolls over to the right. Plate umpire will dust off the plate. Mike Winters with the balls and strikes today. Wagner working in the 8th. Out of the stretch, he brings it to Tatis. Fouled up here to the right. Holding 3-2. Wagner waiting for the hitter to get back up in there. Now he's ready. Settles in under the belt and delivers. Lines it foul down the left side. Tatis has had a couple of good hacks at him in this at-bat. Anxious moment here. You've got a slugger in the batter's box. You got a power pitcher on the mound. It's a 1-run game. Houston leading 4-3. 2 men on for the Redbirds. 1 out. Pitch on the way. Foul back up toward the press box to our left. Ready for another 3-2. Here it is. Down low, he walked him. Bases are loaded with Cardinals. Two straight walks by Wagner.
Pretty close pitch right there, Milo. Just off that inside corner.
Bases are loaded for Eli Marrero. So no place to put Marrero as he bats for the first time today. He's hitting 194. And Wagner delivers to him. Swings and he misses. Marrero caught the game Friday night, went 1 for 5 and drove in a run. He's a 148 hitter this year against Houston pitching. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him down in the count 0-2. Placido Polanco on deck.
Astros infield back in double play depth at short and second. In at the bags on the corners.
Pitch on the way. Swings and he misses. So he comes back off of 2 walks, Wagner does, with a strikeout of Marrero. That's the 7th strikeout of a Cardinal in the game. 2 away in the inning. And Polanco will be the batter.
Huge out for Billy right there. Tony Eusebio out at the mound talking it over with Billy. He probably knows something about Polanco he wants to pass on.
Polanco, when he pinch hit in the 7th, got a hit. He's been a tough out the last 2 days, Alan.
I've always thought he was a tough little out. He's not the kind of guy who's going to juice balls out of the ballpark, but he hits the ball the other way nicely. He's not exactly the type of guy you want to face in this situation.
Teammate on every base, 2 outs. Wagner working in the 8th, trying to protect a 4-3 lead. And the pitch to Polanco. Strike called at the knees, inside corner. Willie McGee is on deck. While home runs were the features in the first two games, in a bigger way in high-scoring games, today they've been the feature again. Biggio and Bagwell for the Astros. McGuire's hit a pair for the Cardinals. Here's the pitch. Up high a ball, and it's 1-1. Houston 4-8-0. Cardinals 3-7-2. Polanco waiting. Kind of gives that bat a pendulum swing. Brings it back and cocks it. Here's the pitch. Foul right up here, Allen. I thought you were going to show me something.
You don't grab my ankles. I don't lean out the booth.
A ball and 2 strikes now. 3 walks in the inning. 1 by Cabrera. 2 by Wagner. 2 outs. No place to put Polanco. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul right in on his knuckles. A ball and 2 strikes. Wagner off with a glove. Really working on that baseball. You look at that ball now, you won't see Leonard Coleman's signature. Wags just rubbed it off.
Not going to see Leonard Coleman's signature on there for long anyway.
Not if he lives up to his projection of how long he's going to stay president of the league. Here's the pitch. Did he go? No. Oh, boy. Almost went after a high heater, laid off in time. 2-2 to Placido Polanco with the bases loaded in the 8th inning at St. Louis. Astros recaptured the lead in the 7th on a 2-run homer by Bagwell. Now the Cardinals putting the pressure on the Houston bullpen. Ready for a 2-2 with 2 outs. It's on the way. High pop, shallow left. Camping is Javier, and the side has been retired. Ooh. Yeah, you can let it all out now. There was a scare right there, folks. They leave 3. We'll go to the 9th looking for insurance. Astros on top 4-3. Changes for the Cardinals. Paquette stays in the game to play first. Cliff Slocum is on to pitch. And the other night, when we tried to come back in that game, Alan, I thought the key to them hanging on was the 2-inning stint that Slocum put in for them.
He pitched very well in that game. There's another interesting sidebar coming up here in the course of this next inning. Mark McGuire, who was pinch run for, is due up 4th as the Cardinals come up for the 9th inning.
Slocum has only faced us twice this year. Wild but effective the first time back in June here. Then the other night, he really came on and did an outstanding job. There wasn't any doubt about it. He just came on and threw hummers. Got the Astros 6 up and 6 down in that game. High to Biggio. He worked the 7th and the 8th the other night after Bagwell had homered to close it in to a 2-run game. But his work was outstanding, and the Astro bullpen was not able to do as well. And as a result, the Cardinals won that game. Biggio, 3 straight hits. Now home run, single, double. And the pitch to him. Went up on the bat handle a little, pulled it back, took a strike, and it's 2-1. Here's the pitch. Swinging, fly ball center. Drew back, under it, and 1 out in the 9th. Javier will be the batter. Got credit for an RBI in the 5th when he drove in Gutierrez. On a bouncer to McGuire that he bobbled, it was scored an error. But he got credit for the RBI. And Gutierrez, oddly enough, who had reached on an error on the second baseman, scored. Then in the 7th inning, put down a nice sacrifice. And the pitch to Javier, swinging, slicing liner left center. It'll drop. Boy, the banana in that took it away from Drew and didn't take it far enough for Langford.
Interesting to watch J.D. Drew go after that ball. You could see the aggressive nature. His body was in a position where you could tell he was considering diving. He got nowhere close enough to really be able to pull that off, but you could see the attitude.
Second hit of the day for Javier, his third hit in the series. Done very well against the Cardinals. Hitting about .325 against them, including the work he did for the Giants before he came over to Houston. Bagwell batting. Runner on. One out. And Slocum steps off. Bagwell, a 2-run homer in the 7th. 42 homers now, 120 RBIs, and there's a rope to left field. Boy, has he had some swings today or what?
Those are the swings you'd love to see as we get into this last couple weeks of the season and then hopefully carry on into the postseason.
The last two swings speak for themselves. 2-run homer 7th and a rope to left on that line drive. But the ball he hit in the 5th just missed going out of here.
What about the line drive back in the 1st inning? He's had good swings all day.
Everett the batter. Everett's had 1 for 4 today. Oh, we've done something with Slocum here today we couldn't do the other night. Got you 6 up, 6 down. And after 1 out in this game, Javier singled. Bagwell followed with a single. And Everett waits and swings at a ball in the dirt. Strike 1 to Everett. Everett batting against the league, .336. Came in as the 3rd best average in the league. So here is Tony. That's the 6th strikeout of an Astro in this game. Sabio batting .279. Got the first 2 games, 2 for 9 and drove in a run. In the dirt, gets through the catcher, Marrero. He didn't get the tailgate down at all. Javier to 3rd. Bagwell to 2nd. Scored a wild pitch. I understand going in the dirt. But still, when the ball's right, in other words, that wasn't way over to the right or the left where you're going to be diving and trying to knock it down.
It was just a very bad effort right there by Marrero. He actually got with his hand turned backhand and his body raising up at the same time.
And we talked about him doing that the other day. Here's the pitch. Outside on a breaking ball to Tony. 2 balls, no strikes. Spires on deck in the 9th. Boy, another run or 2 would look big here when you took your lumps in the first 2 games. Down and out, ball 3. Make it be something good here because you got Spires on deck and they've got a right-hander on the mound and their bullpen is quiet. 3 balls, no strikes. Slocum ready, here it is. And a strike called to Tony, and it's 3-1. Astros about hit him 10-7. That's a ball. Bases loaded for Spires.
Well, there was almost that same pitch back in the dirt for Marrero, and what a turnabout in terms of technique. It was just perfect on that one.
5th walk to the Astros in the game. Spires will step in, but first, we will step out on the Astros Radio Network.
Houston Astro Baseball, only on Texas 1010, KBBW, Waco, Marlin. News, sports, weather, and Christian programs on Texas 1010.
With Alan Ashby at St. Louis with a nail-biter in the 9th. Saying hello to Lampasas, KCYL Lufkin, KRBA, Madisonville, KMVL, Star 1220. Spires 2 for 3 today, plus a walk. He's nudged right up next to 300. He's 299 right now. Here's the pitch. Down and in, a ball. Spires going to step out on him a moment. 2 hits, a wild pitch, and a walk. Bases loaded with Astros. They had the bases loaded in the bottom of the 8th, and Wagner got out of it. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul down the left side. A ball and a strike to Spires. That ball kicked out of the lower boxes out onto the right field grass. Left field grass as the ball boy goes to get it. Oh, that ball got in those seats in a hurry, I want to tell you. I'm not sure everybody ducked. A ball and a strike. Right-hand reliever, left-hand batter. Pitch to Spires. In the dirt. Smother of it this time by Marrero. I got a feeling Rene Latchman was chirping a little after that wild pitch that went through him. So he's gotten that backside down a little better the last 2 that have been in the dirt.
I don't blame pitching coaches because it is a big confidence factor for your pitchers to know they can throw the ball below the knees and not worry about it getting by the catcher.
2 balls, 1 strike. Hit here could be big. You're leading by a run in the 9th. Swing and a miss. Good sharp breaker down and in. That was nasty.
It's a good slider. Slocum appears to have a really good arm. I'm surprised at the problems he's had in the past in Baltimore and a number of the stops that he's had along the way.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Spires back up in there.
Certainly did not enjoy pitching for Lou Piniella in Seattle.
Well, he's got to get in line for that.
Kingdome no longer an issue for those folks.
They've got other bigger issues now.
Now they have to figure out if they're going to bring the fences in to accommodate the big sluggers Griffey and Rodriguez.
Well, they don't keep them. Might as well leave the fences where they are.
They got a lot of money to spend if they're going to keep those guys around.
The only thing bigger will be the national debt if they keep both of them.
Well, what a tough dilemma, and Woody Woodward, the GM, has decided to step down come the end of the season.
I don't blame him. Here's the pitch. Swing, smash, off the first baseman's chest. He'll flip it, though, to Slocum, and they get Spires, and the Astros leave the bases loaded. Paquette stayed with it after it bounced up off of him, and he turned and whirled and got it to Slocum. Score it 3-1. We head to the bottom of the 9th, and we head out there with Billy Wagner, and the Astros lead it 4-3. Willie McGee leads off the 9th, batting right-handed against left-hander Wagner, and the first pitch in there. He was going to swing, pulled it back, but it was in there on his hands. Call strike to Willie McGee. McGee's been up once today, struck out in a key situation in the 7th inning. Sent up to bunt, didn't get it done, ended up striking out swinging. Tight a ball, 1-1. Tony gives the sign. Wagner accepts and stretches. 1-1 to McGee. Swinging, dribbles foul over to the left front of our dugout on the third base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Astros trying to give themselves a real lift here today. They took some major shots in the Friday night game and the Saturday afternoon game. Here's the look. Here's the pitch. Up and away. 2-2. Coupled with the fact that Cincinnati lost at Pittsburgh again, this would be something to hang on to now. McGee batting. Renteria's on deck. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Willie McGee. Made him chase that high heater.
2 big outs away from getting back to a 3.5 game lead with just 11 to play for the Astros.
3 in Pittsburgh. 3 in Milwaukee. Then 5 at home. Middle of the week last week, 2 with the Reds. Final weekend with the Dodgers. I would think tomorrow would be a day you'd really need to be looking in to your ticket needs for that final week. Here's the pitch to Renteria. High a ball. Renteria 0 for 4 today, and he's 1 for 12 in the series. He had come into this series hot. In fact, he's hit safely in 7 of his last 8 games. Wagner ready and deals. Big rip. Comes up empty. A ball and a strike. Renteria batting, and the left-hand batter J.D. Drew on deck. And a very poignant note from Alan Ashby. They would get a man on. The fourth spot in the inning would have been McGuire's, and he's not in here. Swing and a miss.
And you wonder the times that's done when you take the big guy out of your lineup in that 5th, 6th, 7th inning, and you think, well, we need the pinch runner now, but it comes back to haunt so many times when you're not able to use him come the 9th inning.
Well, Larry Dierker, in retrospect, and talking with General Manager Jerry Hunsicker last night, wondering, as we did later, there's a strike called. It's a strikeout looking, and the Cardinals are down to an out, and J.D. Drew is the batter due up.
We are seeing nothing but gas from Billy Wagner.
And you heard me ask Dirk about it on the show today, if he had any thoughts about it. He just felt that maybe the guys had their daubers down. And
well, you make an interpretation as a manager. It's not always right.
Here's the pitch to Drew. High, a ball, 1-0. Drew today is 1 for 4. He's had 4 for 10 in the series, including a homer, a big one yesterday off Hampton. And he's driven in 5 runs this weekend. And the pitch to him, swinging foul up to the left, a ball and a strike. Billy Wagner, if he can get an out, it'd be a great boost for his club. It'd also put his name in the record book, franchise-wise. Ready for a 1-1 to Drew. Swinging and fouling up into the top of the screen. A ball and 2 strikes. Astros trying to get up off the deck here today. Cardinals just simply wore them out Friday night and Saturday afternoon.
You're saying it'll be Doug Jones on top, no more in that save department, huh?
If he can get an out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stretching and fires. Swing and a miss. Game is over. And the Astros have finally beaten the Cardinals this weekend. And Wagner struck out the side. And an inning and 2/3 picked up 4 strikeouts. And there's a new all-time franchise save leader for a season. 37 for Wags, going by Doug Jones, who did it in 1992.
In my book, Billy Wagner is the definition of a closer right now. I think he's right at the top of that group of guys.
So here's your happy total board. Even happier considering what had happened the first 2 games. Astros 4-10-0. Holt the winner, 5-13. Holt gave you 6 good innings, kept you right there. Wagner gets his 37th save, new franchise record. Cardinals 3-7-2. Croushore, the loser, he gave up the 2-run homer to Bagwell, who drove it out of here up over the left center field bullpen. And that save for Wagner, a Dynegy save. Dynegy will contribute $500 to Child Advocates to help them in their mission to break the cycle of child abuse. That's the save of the day from Dynegy, one of the nation's leading marketers of energy products and services.